The Polestar 3 is finally available to drive in the US. It's been on display and available for reservation since last year. I would like to thank Polestar for this invitation to drive it. We have featured it on this channel before and we have described our impressions with its pre-production model. We have previously described its very exhaustive safety apparatus and design, its relation with the 3-row Volvo EX90, though it comes in a 2-row form instead of the 3 rows in the EX90, its premium materials and its Google software. You can view all of those with the given links in the description. In this video, we'll present our impressions driving it, so let's get into it. If the Polestar 2 had the feel of a small sedan, the Polestar 3 is definitely the big car with a very distinct BMW-like experience. The Polestar 4, which we will feature soon, seems more like the Porsche when it comes to design and feel. If you would like to see our impressions of the Polestar 4, you can view that video here or in the description. The car made available had some limitations, and to the credit of Polestar, their representative made it amply clear at the very start of the drive. To start, the software was not complete. Basic driving customizations were clearly not easy to achieve. It took us quite some time to set the mirrors itself, which was a software button combination setting. Unlike the seats, which were available to set manually, the steering also had to be adjusted in the infotainment and was very quick to get into its place. The instrument cluster would stay blank and the car hence was unable to display basics like the road speed limits or even the speed at which the car was driving. The center display had the Google software, but it was not designed to display any speed variables there. And though it had the basic menu functional, the features appeared largely limited. It was probably a case with this one individual car, but it amply displayed to me the challenges Polestar faces with the software. I was told that somebody would soon get back with a completely ready car to redo this exercise, which was later cancelled via email due to some required firmware update. On this channel, we transparently reveal actual experiences as we receive them. We will publish an update on this video based on the experiences that follow. We have featured our impressions of the Polestar 3 on this channel as stated. You can view them here or in the description. Now with that out of the way, let's look at the actual drive. The Polestar 3 is going to be probably the heaviest Polestar among the models out or announced as on date. In the performance mode with firmer suspension settings, this big car starts feeling truly sporty and drives like a classic rear-wheel drive EV. And when opting for the range mode on the highway, it will disengage the rear axle motor and turn into a front wheel drive car that will alter to the rear motor the moment it confronts any curvy roads. Its torque vectoring will rival a BMW and probably in a far more livelier form. These are interesting features that users will discover over a period of time in real world use. The car seemed very similar to the Honda Prologue, though the suspension in the Prologue was a tad better. Here it's important to understand that the Polestar 3 is a far more luxurious car with its interior and material. It will probably be comparable to the BMW iX. Around the city, it maneuvered quite comfortably, adjusting to lane speeds, which I was doing on my gut feeling, with the absence of navigation or any driver assistance. The Honda EVs are working on a limited yet stable version of Google software. The one in the Polestar 3 is far more livelier, yet appeared incompletely built. As a car, it looks wonderfully engineered. I particularly check for the way cars handle turns, be it on slower city streets or on fast ways. Both of the places the Polestar did wonderfully well, just as it performed well on slower speeds and inside parking lots. It's extremely stable on highways with its 22-inch performance wheels at high speeds and when changing lanes. It's a pity that I could not sample its ADAS, and that will have to wait for another run. The software could not be sampled at all, as mentioned, besides the starting and the driving part. But as a car, it looks fantastic, and SUV users will particularly take to it. Like all Polestars till date, it will understate and overdeliver on performance variables. But don't expect it to reach Tesla numbers, that's for sure. The blending of the friction brakes with the regenerative brakes, and based on the other conditions like the battery state of charge, etc., it appears excellent in pumping the regen. I don't see any delay unlike what I have seen in some other EVs. The Polestar 3 efficiency will be down to 2.5 to 3 miles per kilowatt hour, and it can be given the benefit for that with its weight and size. There will be a more efficient rear-wheel drive option coming. The dual motor is rated over 300 miles, and that's a feat with the kind of wide tires. This car has an adaptive damper and an adaptive height combined system which will bring some off-roading capabilities. Add the impressive 8 or probably 10 inches odd ground clearance to that. So that's plenty of promising things to look forward to. As in the limited time here, we were unable to check all of its capabilities. This car is a technical marvel. I'm sure you get a feel of this amazing vehicle and experience with me. It's very forward-looking approach to electric vehicle design. I expect speculatively that Polestar will develop its own software going forward. Probably still Android based, but with its own approach, breaking away from the Google version it started with. Plenty of things will then be up for review again, particularly its route planning and navigation, its battery management and preconditioning, and above all, its software interface. I genuinely like the kind of work Polestar does and would so like it to succeed, much like so many out there who share the feeling. Building an electric vehicle that's acceptable is not easy, particularly getting the smallest of things right. It's difficult and we understand it. If you would like to see our impressions of the Polestar 4, you can check it here or in the description. See you in the next one.